Another thing is that there's no autosave on QGIS. A lot of programs have autosave functions. Now, how does this work in open source? The developer said it is not core functionality. I mean, it's your own responsibility to save a lot whenever you need it. Every time that you have, if you have a result that you're happy with, that is the time that you press save again. Save the project. However, a lot of people were losing their work through unexpected crashes, or that they just closed down the program and they forgot to save. So from frustration comes the best development. So there's a plugin for that. So if you encounter a lot of issues with data loss, you can use the autosaver plugin. This is basically, I think, this person here, Enrico Ferriuti, he must have been one of those persons that was really frustrated with losing data a lot because he forgot to save and then the thing crashed or something. So from that frustration comes plugins like autosaver. I would advise you, if you encounter a lot of crashes, to use autosaver and set it up.
Erik, there's always a balance, of course, between saving your data all the time, like in Microsoft Office, it's saving everything. But if something went wrong, then you also lose your correct versions, your correct file versions. So either you lose something when the system crashes or gets hanging, or you might lose something because you did something you didn't intend to do, and in a certain time you have a file which is corrupt, or you have data sets which are not functioning anymore. So it's a balance there.
There's a balance, but you're touching now at a real core issue on GIS. And the core issue on GIS is that it is meant for it to be an information system. It's a geographic information system. It is not a drawing system. Now, what is the difference? 99% of all the things we do with our data, we don't edit our data. We just add new data to it. So, for example, if here we've got this verblijfsobject, these buildings. Now, if I want to see how much, for example, green area is within 100 meters of each house, I want to use a buffer tool that will give you a 100-meter buffer around the houses. So I run the buffer tool, for example, on these extracted location data, this one. It's my data set now. And did I say 100 meters? 100, distance of 100 meters around these buildings. I run this, by the way, if you look down here, you see, I put this in a new temporary layer. So this one will be named buffered. Ta-da, there we are. But I didn't touch my original data. I didn't edit something to my data. I didn't change it. So 99 out of 100 times, you're not editing the data. I could be editing the data as well. For example, let's put this one off again. 100 meters is quite a big distance if you look at that. If I can edit this data, but it means I really have to do it knowingly. I have to toggle editing. Now I can edit my data, and then the buttons in the editing toolbar also become available. They're no longer grayed out. They're now available, and I could change, for example, something like. Oh, wait, vertex tool. Oh, I'm at the buffers currently. I'm editing the buffers. No, I'm not. This is interesting. Let's kick this one out. This is not. I've set my system so that if I identify, I can identify in all the layers. Something happened here that was really weird. okay, look, this is what I meant. Now I could say, okay, this house is not here, it is here. And now I'm editing my data, but I do that knowingly. So now I'm just messing up. I'm you know, this is nice if you have a caravan, but not if you have a house. I could save my data, I could stop editing, and now it's done. Okay, so that is really weird. But this house now is located here. That's interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so another thing is that if you look at the verblijfsobjecten, so these points again, they are from this base registration, the BAG. And that means that if you look to these houses, you might notice that, take a look at this. All the house numbers are exactly at the spot where this dot is. So this, the Open Topo background map, achtergrondkaart, that is derived from all kind of base registrations. It's a combination of all these things. So this is a nice one because it will give you the exact location of the verblijfsobject in this case. Mm-hmm. And we use that a lot because we also use it here at the location search engine. For example, here you see Pietersonstraat. So if I go to Pietersonstraat, for example, number 42, of course, I was in Ter Heide. This one should work. Look where this yellow cross is. That is exactly on this location. So we're using the same data, and that is one of the big things in Dutch geoinformation, that we share the things that we really want to work with. This is also the reason why if you get a letter from a formal institution like municipality or something, it will never have your address wrong again. Because even if you live on the Freule Wittewal van de Stoetwegenstraat, it will just have the correct spelling because it all comes from this registration.
Erik, this is a very nice bridge to the data quality, but I want to spend another 5 minutes maximum for two questions which are related to our first part, although it's not computer issues, but there's one about the legends of the web, the map services.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can get the legend for tile maps that do not provide them? So in Topo Tijdreis, there are a couple of map layers, years where there's no legend. Is there a way how we can derive those? And the second question is about available material. Are there older pictures? So it seems there are only aerial pictures until 2015. And the question is, are there also aerial pictures from before 2015 available in?
Okay.
Can you briefly respond to those before we go to data quality?
Yeah, so first is that if I look for data, and that is always the case, and that is for the second quarter as well, if you're starting, you want to probably have different data than what you see in PDOK. So I always go to my first entrance is to National Georegister. And here I have a look at what I can find. And maybe there's something here. And here I see, look, analoge luchtfoto's 1938-2003. That one looks nice. Let's have a look at what this is exactly. So the province of Zuid-Holland has this. They have this available. They're probably not in a service right now. But it's just metadata, so you know that it's here and you're allowed to use it probably. There's no limitations, it's on a Creative Commons license, but there's no service addresses. That means you have to contact this organization, Team Geo at the province. So that one, if you work this, if your project is in Zuid-Holland, then this could be a nice entry. But that means it is they can deliver it to you as a scan, but okay, then you have to, of course, georeference, or most likely you have to georeference the photograph yourself. Now, georeferencing is in the next, in one of the next videos as well. Yeah. And there's always the possibility to Google. Here you can buy them. That's not interesting. Dotka data. That is one. Dotka has got a lot of aerial images, and I think some of them are available and some of them are behind a paywall. But you could have a look at these. Maybe you can find something. The problem always with these kind of things is that nowadays, when we create data, we also share the data. We, what's the word in university? We disseminate the data. That didn't happen for some time, of course. And so the whole history, somebody has to have a purpose to digitize them, to have them in the right position, and then have the decency to share that again. That is, this is quite a big step for a lot of organizations.
The other question was about the legends. There are topotyprized layers, years, where there's no map legend, and the question was how to get the map legend for it.
Okay, there's no no direct way to go there. What you might try is find the original data somewhere scanned, and if on the original map there might be a legend, and you can copy that legend as a picture, but that's all you get. Sorry.